Hello and welcome to my Holy Priest guide for Warlords of Draenor at level 100. In this guide I'll cover some stat priorities, gems, enchants, talents, glyphs, and some suggestions for spells. Let's begin with the major stat priorities. The priorities are in this order are Intellect, Multi-Strike, Mastery, Crit, Versatility, Haste, and Spirit in that order. Intellect will increase healing done. Multi-Strike grants a chance for additional procs of spells, healing at a 30% effectiveness. Mastery provides Echo of Light that gives your healing spells a passive hot. Crit is self-explanatory. Versatility increases healing, absorption, and decreases damage taken. Haste reduces global cooldown and increases casting speeds. Spirit just helps you regen mana faster. House Gem. With gem colors removal, there will be one best gem depending on the best secondary stat, which is the greater multi-strike Talidite, which provides extra multi-strike for your spells so they can proc an additional health spell more often. As for enchants, they were simplified in WoD with minimal options for the neck, cloak, and ring. The best enchants would be the Gift of Multi-Strike, and for your weapon, I would suggest Mark of the Frozen Wolf. But if your server is like my server, it is really expensive right now to buy these enchants, so I can't really afford one right now. Now for the talents, I'll go over what is recommended. On the first tier, Desperate Prayer is a great cooldown to have to increase survivability, especially because of it's under your own control, so you don't have it passively proccing in a situation where you might not need it. Also, in case something were to happen, you can just click it, and it's a lot of health to be regenerating with 22%. On the second tier, we have Angelic Feather. Angelic Feather is actually a great mobility tool to be able to move in those sticky situations where you might need to move out of something or lay it out before you start a fight. It helps out a lot, especially it's actually better than Body and Soul because as a Holy Priest you don't use the shields as much as you would as a Disciplined Priest, so it's a great ability to have to increase that mobility. On the third tier, Surge of Light is what I chose. It's a great passive since it can help you conserve mana when it procs by giving you a free flash of light, and it actually, for me personally, it procs pretty often, so being able to combine that along with some of your other spells, it makes it a very convenient spell to have and save some mana. With the fourth tier, they are all mainly used for CC, and to be honest, most of these aren't really too effective in a PvE environment, especially when you're raiding. The only one that I find even a little bit useful is Void Tendrils, and that's for certain situations that it might come in handy. On the fifth tier, Power Infusion is a great cooldown to have in those high damage situations where you're going to need a lot of healing output. So just having the ability to increase the haste by 25% and reducing the cost of mana will help you spam abilities in those situations where you just need to get out some really quick heals, some big heals to bring up the raid. Then on the sixth tier we have Cascade. This is a great spell to have for some additional AoE healing, especially the ability because you just cast it and it starts bouncing around to other players. It's also a lot nicer because of the mana cost. It helps you conserve a little bit of mana since it's not so expensive. And for the final tier we have Words of Mending. Words of Mending is a great ability to have because of the fact that it's just a passive ability. Once you gain 10 stacks of healing, once you cast 10 spells, it'll just throw out a Prayer of Mending to the next player that you heal, which is great because you don't have to constantly be thinking about it, and then it's an additional extra output of healing without you having to control it. With glyphs, there are a lot of options. These are just my preferred selection. First, we have Glyph of Deep Wells, because it increases the charges on your light well by 2, and those 2 extra charges could help a lot in a raid environment with keeping up your raid. Second is Glyph of Binding Heal, which allows you to heal an additional target within 20 yards. This is really great, especially in those bigger 25-man raid environments where not only can you take advantage of healing one player but healing yourself at the same time. And really smart players will learn how to actually abuse this ability because of the fact that they can just put some really crazy numbers out there. Finally, and this is probably a personal preference, is the Glyph of Prayer of Mending. So the first charge of your Prayer of Mending is going to go heal an additional 60%, but it does last it 1 charge fewer than it normally would. But this is, I feel, a great combination with the final tier of talent that you have, because once you have a Prayer of Mending going out that you did after you cast 10 spells, now the first charge of it will heal for 60 additional percentages. As a healer, there is no set rotation. It all depends on how you can react to situations. So it's all very reactive. If something happens, you have to act accordingly. There are certain situations where some spells are better to use than others. For example, Binding Heal is a small heal for yourself and another player, but with that glyph you can actually heal 2 players and on top of that yourself. It does increase the mana cost a little bit, but it is totally worth it. Renew as many targets as possible because of that constant hot will help keep your party members and raid members up. You want to use Prayer of Healing to heal moderate amounts of damage, and to heal high amounts of damage you want to use Heal, or in case of an emergency you want to use Flash Heal to heal as an emergency to save some players close to death. Circle of Healing is one of our most powerful spells that we have right now, and you want to keep that on cooldown, so every time it comes off cooldown you want to go ahead and use it. Prayer of Healing is to heal through high damage outputs, so in a raid environment you want to be spamming Prayer of Healing on high AoE damage. So as a holy priest, one of the biggest things you do have is your chakras. Your chakra of Sanctuary and your chakra of Serenity. Your chakra of Sanctuary is a chakra that you would use in an AoE situation where you want to heal multiple people at the same time to increase what you can heal. It'll not only give you the ability to reduce the cooldown on your Circle of Healing, but it will also give you a new spell, which is Holy Word Sanctuary. Holy Word Sanctuary lays down a healing spot on the floor that will help you heal, that it will heal people in the circle while they're in it. While you have Chakra of Serenity. Chakra of Serenity is for single target healing, which will give you the ability to cast larger single target heals, and you're also getting the really great ability Holy Word Serenity. Holy Word Serenity is an instant cast large heal that procs a second ability, which will increase the chance that your heal will critically strike by 25%. So this was just a brief, really quick rundown for some holy priests out there who had a little bit of questions on the new level 100 holy priests. I know I personally did not find too much information out there, so I decided to make this quick little video. If you did like, please rate, comment, subscribe. I will be trying to bring out more World of Warcraft videos as I am a new YouTuber, and I really appreciate any support you could give or any advice, and thank you so much, and you guys have a great day.